So for the past 10 years, 15 years, I've been working with thousands of athletes. I still see about 20 to 30 individuals a week. And I do FaceTime sessions all over the world. And there's 5 shifts that are important for your athletes to be able to work through, to be able to manage their best and perform in their potential, especially in those really important moments in the Olympics and any type of obvious, like, professional and big moment. But the first shift is a shift in understanding, and all athletes have what I call the just doing it mentality. They're taught to do it, don't think about it. And that mentality works for a long time for a lot of people. I see a lot of gymnasts, and my daughter was 9 when the just do it mentality didn't work. She came home and couldn't do her back walkover after doing it for 2 years. I see a lot of NFL players get to the NFL just doing the doing mentality. They're just doing it. And the just do it mentality is an unconscious process. They're not necessarily aware of how they're doing it. And if they were aware, and then your proof about how they are not aware is when it doesn't work, do they know what to do? If a kicker is kicking the ball through the upright every day of his life for 20 years, 25 years, and then he gets into the big game and he can't kick the ball through the upright and it doesn't work, that's when the just do it mentality doesn't work. And once the just do it mentality doesn't work, his mind and body get disconnected. And that's when we see the symptoms, you guys. How many of us has watched a kicker choke and then later on they do it again? And we're all like holding our breath and we're like, oh my God, just kick the ball. Just, don't worry about it. Don't think about it. And he shanks it. He I don't know. It's like, how in the world did he even do it so bad, right? And that's because he doesn't understand what he's doing and how he's doing it wrong, because he doesn't know how to wrap his head around what he needs to do in the moment to keep his mind and body connected. Okay, so that's the shift in understanding, is understanding from the just do it mentality, which is an unconscious process, to I'm going to kick my mind out and just do it. That's what I call the doing strategy. And the doing strategy is choosing to do what I want to do, choosing to just do it, just let my body do it, but I'm choosing to manage it by empowering myself with what I need to do. Okay, that's a shift in understanding. And then the learning strategy is a part of that as well. Everybody has it. I was talking to my kids the other day, and my son-in-law says, I see pictures. He's a visual learner. He sees pictures and he sees his way through. And my daughter, my oldest daughter, was like, I think and talk my way through. And we're like, yeah, we know, because she thinks and talks her way through about everything, and she tells us, right? And my son was like, I don't do anything. And I'm the same way, but I'm kinesthetic. I feel my way through life. I don't necessarily think about things, which I should probably do more. I'm not very visual. I like to visualize my goals and things like that, but I'm not a visual learner. I don't see it and then can do it. But I'm kinesthetic, and I'm also auditory. I have to talk. I have to hear myself. I have to go out and take a walk and just talk my way through things. I talk and chat GPT, and that's kind of how I use the learning strategy. But the learning strategy is super helpful to keep your mind and body connected in the moment and focus on doing that, so that you can, I need to lift my foot. I need to stay tight. I need to watch my foot hit the ball, whatever that is for that athlete. That's the learning strategy. Shift in perception is it's not what happens to us that matters, you guys. It's how we perceive it. That's what dictates our behavior. So, it's athletes have they all perceive what happens to them in their own way. And only then down the road do we see things as a problem. So for instance, my daughter was told that she had a terrible bar routine. Well, she perceived it as she was terrible at bars. So a couple years later, when I was working with her because her bars were not very good. We did a session, and she went back to that time when her coach said that. Well, her coach didn't tell her she was terrible at bars, but that's how she perceived it. And so A Circle and my strategies help manage what our perception was, so we can change it. We can change an old perception. And that's what shifts our mind and regrooves our brain. And when we do that, we behave differently moving forward automatically. Okay? So if a kicker chokes and now he's got, I don't want to get fired, or I don't want to upset my coach, or I don't want to let my team down, that's what's in his A Circle. And those thoughts are controlling him and kicking him out of his body. But those are the symptoms. That's not the problem. Okay, so I can get to the root of that and help him understand how to manage those thoughts so they don't control him, so he can kick the ball the way he needs to every time. Okay, the third shift is a shift in success. So a shift in success is, what do you do well? No. Goal beyond the goal, long term, 3 years. Goal beyond the goal this season. What do you do well, and how do you do it well? And I have book Mental Strength Coaching Journal for Athletes Book 1 and Mental Strength Coaching Journal for Athletes Book 2. I'll link them below. And please, if you're learning something and you want to share it, please subscribe, please share it, please comment. I would love to hear where you're at mentally, or your athletes to support through this channel. Shift in success is, basically at the end of the day, what I realize with my athletes and what they taught me is, if they don't have a goal beyond the goal, beyond the problem, then the problem comes back. It's kind of like if we don't have a layer of success, the sabotaging mentality comes back. And you all know that. You've all experienced that. And so what they taught me is we have to continue to layer success. And all moms say to me, I want my athlete to be confident. Well, they have to know how to be confident. It's, yes, can we, like my daughter says, I pretend. Yep, we can pretend. But more importantly, I want them to have a relationship with what confidence means to them, so that they can understand how to practice it, use it, rely on it, build on it, to be more confident in everything in their life, not just their sport. Shift in belief. Belief is an interesting one, because people will say you have to believe in yourself, but they're not giving people a way to do that. All right? And belief is built on a way, a relationship with what that was for them. Maybe they had a coach that believed in them, and they had that in their A Circle, and they used that to motivate them. That happens all the time. If my daughter said it, she's coaching gymnastics, and she said, I earn respect from my kids, from my gymnasts, because she is hard on them, but she believes in them. And they can use that belief from her into their A Circle, so that then they can use it. But then more importantly, my job is to help them do it for themselves. So in any given situation, they can maximize that opportunity to believe in themselves and rely on that. Shift in potential is number 5. And interestingly, I had a level 10 gymnast today, and she has worked so hard. She had one of those coaches that one time this athlete called me, and she was sobbing, and she couldn't do her series on the beam, and this coach was like yelling at her, and I won't say what this coach was actually doing and saying, but this athlete was sobbing. And it really hit me how sometimes coaches can affect athletes. And this athlete has worked so hard to manage her A Circle, to be able to do her series. Tonight she was telling me that her Hamley is super fun for her now. And she just got an offer at her top school for gymnastics. And I'm so proud of her. Later on, I'll name her and the school, but she hasn't told anybody yet. I just found out today, because she just found out today, and I just did a session with her today. But we always want our athletes and ourselves to perform in our potential, but we don't even know what that is. But the way to practice it is the doing strategy, learning strategy, goal beyond the goal, strategies for success, belief, in myself, and then using that throughout all kinds of different ways to perform in our potential over time. And that's what my athletes have taught me, is that that's what they are doing, and they're achieving their goals and so strong. And they keep me good, because if I don't keep up, they won't have me around. I would get fired. And so I don't want to be fired. So if you find this helpful, please share it. Please subscribe. Please join me. Comment below so we can help people mentally be their best, no matter what. Whether you're a young athlete or a woman in your 50s, let's go. Let's do it. Thank you.